Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain, and we've got a lot of rain falling right now at CenturyLink Field in downtown Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Move the team! 51! 51! Come on, the ball!
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared of it.
Wilson. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Hey, check. Go, 14. Mike 51, Mike 51.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Quan Alexander able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
21. Hey, Delta.
To throw is Garoppolo. Throw left side complete. That's Owens. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about.
Here we go.
The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. Second down now. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might well go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 120. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check three, check three, check three. 25, check 25, check 25.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A stop there on third. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on third down.
They'll try to run with Breida, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Matt Breida with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Move the team. 51's the mark. 51's the mark. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up.
Wilson. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh, boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Exit. Go. Mike 51. Mike 51. You don't see me in your nightmares, son. You don't see me in your nightmares.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. On the return is Pettis. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where it would be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
He's going to go for a big play, and that's caught inside the 30. Give him 32 on the play.
Brandon, that was a nice route that time. Lined him up on the right and worked his way all the way across the formation. One of the toughest routes to cover because you keep waiting for the ball to be thrown and for him to break something off. He goes all the way across the field, right to left.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack. So second and long, you got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. That'll be caught by Rice. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A gain of 32 that time.
Here we go. 50 to Mike.
They'll run with Chubb. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 6-0 our score after one. They come out here in the I. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal. On second down, a run with Breida. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear them now. Third and goal. On third down, a run from Breida. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on fourth and goal. Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the second quarter. And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your two-point conversion plays. Because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go get 6. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it? It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense. On second down, it's Carson. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
It's third down and 12.
What? 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He'll buy some time right. his man on the crossing route. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 24 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Go, go, team! 51. I don't think you got it, son.
On first down, Carson. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Cook right, cook right. 51 to Mike, boy, 51. Check back.
Now Wilson. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 27-yard line.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a toss play. It's Carson. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Fine, 90. 12. Hey, let's go. Tommy. Watch the run. Good job right there. Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike. That's it. Watch the run.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett. His 4th touchdown on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. When they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll toss it to Breida. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Here we go. 180. Right, 54. Get that.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
At the 46-yard line.
Here we go.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
He's got the first down here inside the 30. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Here we go. 180. Check. Walk 54. Watch the run.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Shaquille Griffin in on the stop defensively. They go with Chubb on second down. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Matt Breida, his 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And it's no good. For the second time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Here we go, here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he's got some space here. There he goes left side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Gold to add the extra point. So he missed his first 2, but this time it's good, and that'll extend the lead. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 41 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here.
But that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast, and a big sack. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Here we go again. Here we go again. 65, 65. 57.
Now Garoppolo. There he goes inside the 30. And that's complete to Adams. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 20-yard line.
1st down, 49ers.
Here we go, here we go. Wait, 80! 54, right, 54. Let's put him on the buses.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own.
It's a foot race. He's at the 50. The 30. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A big hitter there from deep in their own territory. 71 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny, his first touchdown on the year. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score. Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Garoppolo gives to Breida. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 15 for the Niners there and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On first down, here's Breida. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the 31, Garoppolo. That is caught at the 7. A first down there on a pickup of 25. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
What? 315. All day, dog. Power. 51's the mic. 51's the mic. Hey, what's hustle? Check 99. Check 99.
To throw again on second down. Wilson being chased out left. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Reload. 52. Watch the slant. Mike 52.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson.
Let's bring it.
And that is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
First down, San Francisco, the pickup, 14 yards.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
180. Ready?
On first down, Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, keep it up. Hey, switch gears. Hit the edge. Come. Get hot.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Garoppolo. And this is taken in at the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Give him 32 on the play.
Check my 50. And come on out here. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Matt Breida with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust? A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year, as his guys continue to pour it on. Gold with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with it. Where you throw an interception. A lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Hey, 0-0-0.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, let's go. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
To throw is Wilson. Lets this one rip toward Graham. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wilson steps away to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Alert.
Here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Mike 51. I got him.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson forced out to his left. And he's going to keep it here. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
So what a let-off there. You figure that was an easy 3 points. Instead, it turns into nothing.
And from that close of range, if you start it left, your goose is cooked. And this thing, well, it never had a chance to straighten itself out.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
One, Omaha. Jim.
They run with Breida. Dodges him at the 50. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida with touchdown number 29, 2 short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. The extra point hitting the right upright, but it caroms home, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Wilson now going to throw again. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Now Wilson, eluding the pressure right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 44-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
Elsewhere in the NFL, they're in the fourth down in New Orleans.
Here we go.
And the Lions adding more points to their total, extending that lead. A win would be just their second of the year if they could hold on. They go counter with Breida. Give him 9 there. They still need 6 more now on third down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Niners on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. A run for Nick Chubb. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here. 1st and 10. They run again on first down. Chubb. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On the ground, it's Chubb. 7 yards there and a first down.
I know we're the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
11. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Danny. Out. Watch twist, man.
They run. Chubb. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. When we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On the carry, it's Chubb. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 yards there. First down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and